Hey guys, welcome back to Mid-Pack Racing. We got the 358 modifieds here at Bristol Motor Speedway. We've really been looking forward to this. I really love the modifieds here at Bristol. It's just something about it. I just love going full throttle around the bottom. I'm relatively fast. I was second fastest in official practice and overall fastest in open practice. But setting off for qualifying here. Really good first turn. Faster second turn. Has a chance to be faster, and it's going to be faster. Wow. Those two laps are the only laps that I've ever seen anyone go sub 17 second in the same session as me.
Do you think we'll get done this race by 8 o'clock?
I'd never, my optimal before this,
Yeah.
if you had a quick look before my lap started, was a 17:06, I believe, or 5, something like that. I was not expecting to get a sub 17 second lap, but here we are starting off. Hopefully we start off the field here. It's going to be a really tough race. As you can see, I'm the number 6 car, so right around mid-pack when it comes to iRating, and for having a 3300 iRating, this is going to be a strong strength of field. Really looking forward to this one. If I could somehow pull off a win, I would really be happy with that. I would probably be speechless, but we do have the number 3 Richie Yost there starting behind us. He is really good. Not really familiar with some other names, but I'm sure they're just as good, and we'll definitely have a fight in the feature, and I'll see you then. So guys, we ended up holding on to the pole. We're the only one to run a sub 17 second lap. Really surprised by that, but hopefully we can hold on here. We're gonna really need a good jump on the rest of the field, get out in front, and just run a consistent race. Just one wrong move here can just open up the door and you'll lose the lead. So just got to stay real consistent. Got a good jump there. We have a half-second lead already. And something must have happened. We're up to a 2-second lead. Sucks that that happened, but gives me some wiggle room. As you saw, I just messed up a little bit there, entered a little bit low. Cars going into the pits. There are no cautions in this series, so any incident, as long as I'm not involved, will slow everyone else up and continue on with this race. Getting a bit sideways coming at into the corners. I want to try to keep it as straight as possible. Still have a 2-second gap over the rest of the field. Fluctuating a little bit by a couple tenths, but overall staying relatively the same lap after lap. So unfortunately the racing's not that interesting as of now, but it is what it is. I had nothing to do with it. and I'd rather take a win over some interesting racing, especially in this series. Other series that I'm not that good at, I might not care as much, but when it comes to this and this on the Pro 2 lights especially, which I'll be posting a video tomorrow, that I'm really trying for the points. Really hard to get anywhere near the to win it, but I'm definitely trying, and it was really close last season in the Pro 2s, but really trying here in the 358s as well. Getting off to a win this season really helped. Thank you. So the 4 car was a lap down, came out of the pits in front of me, but ended up letting me go. Real nice. A lot more people on iRacing should do that. Like I've said before, if you're a lap car, if you're fighting for position, more understandable, but if you're not, just get out of the way of the leaders. Not just the leader either. Second and third place too, especially if they're somewhat in contention for position. Because even if they're not, the leader might mess up and they might get a win out of it. So always be courteous. And try to keep your incidents to the ones that you can't avoid, which there's definitely times where that'll happen. But so if you notice, the line has moved up a little bit. That slick spot, there's a real narrow line down at the very bottom that I'm sure if you ran just right, it'll still be faster by a decent amount, but you enter a little low and you're hitting the apron, or a little high and you're in the slick. So the risky move, one that I would prefer to only do when absolutely necessary. So with no one around, I'm just cruising on the top. It's full throttle, no problem. Just slightly turn into the corner, give it straight on the straightaways, not get into the wall, and should be a nice easy win, being more than halfway through it and the lead slowly increasing. Coming off a nice race in yesterday's video, the limited late models. Second place there. Side-by-side action for at least the first third of the race. So running real nice here, and hopefully it continues in the following weeks. But we're 20 laps down, 10 more to go. Going to be a big win if I do get it. Never know when you're going to make a mistake, so not going to count it now, but I do have a good amount of wiggle room. I really love the iRacing setups on here for Bristol. One of the only iRacing setups that I believe is faster than any other open setup that you can have, except for the fact of taking fuel out of it. Obviously that always helps, but it is just so set up just right for this track, at least for my driving style, that in the big block race, which is an open setup race, I just stick with the iRacing setup, and it runs beautifully, hugs the bottom of the track, and just stays as straight as possible. Gets a little bit loose up top, but for a majority of the race on the bottom, it works like a charm. So second place car now is, he got in within the 4 seconds. We had just gotten to a gap larger than 4 seconds, but it's back in it. From what I can remember in qualifying, he was the fastest one in official practice, and he didn't do too great in the qualifying, but he's managed to get his way up to second, which is very impressive from where I believe he started. So props to him. He's the number 12 car, so he'll get a good boost in iRating as well for this race. And speaking of iRating, I always keep my most current iRating and safety rating after every race. It is posted down in the description below of every video. If I film them out of order, they might be out of order, but it's what it would be right after the video was filmed. And yesterday I got a really good boost when you're close to so like 3.0 or 4.0. It'll give you a boost up and down of 0.4. So I ended up getting a 0.5 safety rating boost and breaking into the 3300 iRating for Dirt Oval, but we ended up winning that race by over 4 seconds. It was a really good race. Just nice and smooth, and just pulled away with it. Unfortunately, it wasn't as interesting as I would have liked. Richie Yost raced against him multiple times before, and he's really talented especially in the modifieds when I raced against him, but he ended up getting into an incident with someone else and exited the race early. But overall, really good, really great race there. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It always helps out a bunch. If you're watching to this point, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. And if you have any suggestions or recommendations for future videos, let me know down in the comments below. I always check those comments. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.